Hi guys, so I'm finally going to show how I sew my ruffles, like these. I've been asked actually by quite a few people over the past 7 or 8 months since I've been on YouTube if I could do a tutorial on how to sew them. And I've always wanted to and I've meant to. It's been on my list of things to do, but I just never had the camera set up. Like at the moment, my camera is sitting on an American Express brochure holder that is clipped to my shelf. If you haven't seen my camera set up, I'll put the video link in the comments box below. And when you see my camera set up, you'll know why. I'm using my phone to record, and my sewing machine is actually on another desk in my craft room, on my sewing desk. And yeah, so I don't have my camera set up. Now, I did manage to get an old broken tripod off my father. He was a photographer. And, but yeah, it's really old and I can't attach my phone to it. So I've had to then rig something up. And of course, I've been testing the past few weeks and I just couldn't get the angle right. My big fat man hands were always in the way. So I think I've got something that you can kind of see now. I hope it's close and clear enough for you to be able to see what I'm doing, but they're very, very easy. And yeah, I think you'll be able to just see how to do it from my video now. So I'll quickly flick over to my sewing machine and we'll get started. Okay, I don't know how much you're going to see. I'm at a really funny angle. And my microphone, oh my goodness, now the birds start screaming outside. My microphone is really close to my mouth, so I hope I'm not heavy breathing you. And the tripod is between my legs, so I'm sitting at a really strange angle. It's the only way. I don't know how to get it set up. Yeah, I don't have a proper camera set up, so I'm using my phone and yeah, we'll see how we go. This video may never see the light of day. Okay, so the first ruffle I'm going to do is the green cotton fabric, just because I find it's really easy to do these ones. And you can cut your fabric as wide or as narrow as you want, and I just rip it so that the edges are all, you know, frayed and fluffy. Okay, and this one I'm just going to sew straight down the middle. I've got black thread in my machine at the moment, up the top and in the bobbin. Yes, and in the bobbin as well. And that's only because that's the colour thread I had in there when I sat down at my machine. I don't like to rethread it because I'm so blind it takes me forever. Anyway, so I'm just going to go along the... I'm probably in about a centimetre, maybe less, and I'm just going to pop this in the centre. And it depends how much you want hanging over the edge as well. So see here, I've got a fair bit hanging over the edge, so that might stick out a bit too much, but just so you can see, if I do the centre of the fabric, here, I've still got a fair bit of overhang. If I bring it in with a little bit of an overhang, it means that I'm going to have my stitch quite far in the page. So it depends how much overhang do you want and where do you want your stitching on the back, because don't forget you'll see it on the back of the page. So if you want to go really close to the edge, it means you might want to cut your fabric a bit more narrow so that you don't have so much hanging over. Because if I sew really close to the edge with this width of fabric, which is, let's see. Okay, I've cut this fabric. This is about 5 centimetres, so it's quite wide. So if I sew in the centre, and the edge of the paper, I'm going to have a really big overhang. So it just depends how how far do you want your fabric to overhang, and how close do you want to go to the edge of the paper. And that's just personal preference, I think. So this one I'm going to have a bit of an overhang for this one. I'll show you. That's the overhang I'll have. Okay, let's go. Now, my friend Paul, sometimes I sit there and talk to him on Skype when I'm sewing, and he says it sounds like I've got a jackhammer in my craft room. So, so I'm sorry if this is really loud. You may want to turn the volume down. I don't know. Yeah, I've just got a little Elna 2000 sewing machine. It's really cheap. It was $80. That's Australian at Spotlight or something like that. And I've had this for a number of years now, and I've worked this little machine almost every day for the past couple of years. And I mean, I kill it. I sew really thick fabric, lots of fabric, papers, plastic, you name it, and never had a problem with it. So anyway, apart from it sounding like a jackhammer. Okay. So I just do a few stitches to get it going, actually. And I always backstitch on everything. That's just, I don't know. I know a lot of people don't, but I just feel it's not secure if it's not backstitched. I don't know, I just always backstitch. Anyway, and I just do a little fold. I lift my, let me start again, sorry. I lift my foot up and I just do one little fold to get it started. And, oops, pulled it out, sorry. Do one little fold to get it started. And then sew a few stitches, but before your needle gets to the edge of the fold, I just do another fold. Sorry, it's really hard at the angle I'm sitting with a tripod between my legs, and my arms, I feel like I've got little T-Rex arms that aren't reaching. This will probably be wonky because, yeah, I can't sit with a tripod between my legs. And I usually do these a lot quicker. I crank these out quite fast. So I hope you can see. So yeah, I just pinch it, fold it before my needle gets to the edge of the little fold. Oops. And at the very end I backstitch again. Now I'm at the end of my page, so I can pull it out and cut my fabric, and that's one page done. But what I normally do, if I'm sewing a whole bunch of ruffled papers, because I like to do things quick, you know, I'm all about quick and easy projects, I will actually pull that out a little, and I'll get my next page, and then I'll start that ruffle while that's still connected, and by the end I end up with this whole big page, and then I just snip in between the pages at the very end, if you know what I mean, just so I don't have to stop, cut my thread, start again. My machine does have a cutter for the thread at the back, but I can never find it for some reason. Anyway, so I know you're quite close. That's how the ruffle turns out. And I know, Wendy, you said, how do I get my ruffles so neat? I was like, damn, I don't want them neat. I always thought they looked really scruffy and messy, but yeah, a few people have said they're so neat, but I don't think they're that neat actually. Maybe. Anyway, so at the back you can see this one, the thread is not right on the edge, and that's only because I cut my fabric so thick. Sorry, I know my nails are really dirty. I've been sorting rusty metal bits this morning. Okay, so that's that one, and these ones I've done on really grungy paper because I don't know, that's what I like. And I haven't cut my threads off yet, but you can snip those down. I normally do cut them off, but I'll leave that because I don't want to bore you with little things like that. Okay, then this one I'm just going to do a half in different colors just so you can see. So see how that one I had enough fabric to do the whole page. Sometimes you get a little piece that it's not going to be long enough to fill the whole page, and you can actually just add another piece in really easily. And of course I don't have another piece of that fabric, so I'm going to show you on a different fabric. Okay, this one. This piece is really long, but I'm just going to make a short piece just to show you for the sake of this video. Okay, so this piece, you can see it's only about 16 centimeters long. It's not going to be enough fabric to do a ruffle for the whole page, but that's okay, you can still use it. So just going to line up my page about there. Okay, I just went forward and back just a teeny bit. I lifted up my presser foot to do the first fold. Ooh, this one I'm really close to the edge. I'll probably go off now on camera, you watch. So just fold before your needle gets to the edge of the previous fold. I'm so sorry, I know this looks so awkward. See, that one I went up too far, so I'm just going to have to lift up my foot to do the next fold. I'm so sorry. I know this looks so awkward. It's just that where my camera and tripod is. Actually, it's not even a proper tripod. It's a tripod for a camera. So I have my phone kind of clipped to the top of it, and you're teetering on the edge. One bad move and you're going off the edge. Okay, so see how this one, well, you can't see, but oh yes you can. Okay, the fabric is too short for the rest of the page, so that's okay. You just get another piece of fabric and you just continue on. I normally just shove it underneath. Hold on, I might do one more little ruffle with that one. Oops, lost my end. Sorry, Wendy, I know this is the worst tutorial. Okay, so I've just put the end of that fabric under the fold of my last one. And then I'm just going to continue on as normal. Fold, fold. Gee, I just looked at the camera and my hands and nails look really, really dirty. Sorry, I was back in rusty metal mode last night. late last night. Oh my gosh, it was about 2 in the morning. Okay, so let me just snip that. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm on camera. And just snip the edge. And see, you can't even see that it was 2 separate pieces. Probably see a little indent there on this one because the fabric was a bit more narrow there, but yeah, you can't really tell when you join the pieces. You can see this one I've gone a bit wonky though. Choo choo choo. And that's all I do. Actually, I will show you one more thing. So that's how I sew my ruffles on paper. I'll show you what I do when I'm not using paper. Let me get another piece. Where's a long one? Okay, let's use some of this green. I believe this is organza. I'm sorry, Sonia from Tink's Life of Crafting, if it's wrong. She's like my auditor. I always joke with Tony from In the She Cave. I always peek at her little Etsy store because she's just started out and, you know, I don't know, make suggestions or something. They're probably all dumb suggestions and maybe I should do some work on my own shop for once instead of worrying about other people's. But when I find something that she needs to fix, I'm like, the auditor reports that such and such needs doing. And we have a joke about the auditor, which is me. And, oops, what's that? Sorry, there's a little prickly piece in there. Oop, got it. Yeah, it was one of those, you know, those plastic things that they put through to put a price tag on or something. Anyway, so yeah, we joke about me being the auditor, but I like Sonia, whenever I ask a question or say something on my videos, I don't know what type of fabric it is, or I don't know where you buy this from or whatever. She always answers the question. She's like, oh, she's not the auditor, I suppose. She's like my Google. She's my Googleizer. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Why am I talking off again? Here I go. So when I sew ruffles that aren't on paper, because sometimes I like to put ruffles, sew a bunch aside and not necessarily on paper because you might want to glue them onto stuff, or send them, I don't know, in Happy Mails or something. So when you've got a paper, you know where to stop because, well, you get to the end of the page. But if you want to sew some, like to send to somebody and you don't know what sort of paper they want to put it on, you can just sew them without the paper and then they can just glue them on. And I just do exactly the same thing, except you need to know when to stop because you don't have the edge of the page to say, hey, you're at the end and it's long enough. So let's get my little first fold. And this material and things like this, which is kind of sheer, I love doing ruffles with these types. Okay, let's go. This one will be a bit messier. I also didn't adjust my tension because I don't want to torture you, but yeah, this fabric needs a bit more love than the cotton. Okay, so this one I just want to sew it to a regular photocopy page size, but you kind of don't know when to stop because you don't know how long it is. So instead of getting the ruler out and measuring all the time, what I've done, I've got this piece of paper and it's just book pages glued together to make it a bit sturdy. And it's the length of, or the width of an A4 photocopy paper. So I just use this as my little ruler when I sew ruffles without paper. So, you know, I know that I need to go to about here. So it's still not long enough. Does that make sense? You know what I mean. Because, like, how do you know when to stop? And I think he'll be long enough. Yeah, see? That's right length. So now I know stop there. And snip. And that's it. That's my little organza one, if it is organza. And so this one you can just stick in like a Happy Mail or something and they can just glue it down. Should we do a couple more? I'll do one more. I'm sure you know how now. You've probably had enough. Ooh, look at this page. It's so nice. It looks like a kidney. Okay. Let's do a red one. Oh, Wendy, this would be good for your Oriental journals. Little cherry blossoms or something. Are they cherry blossoms? No. Okay. Let's do one more. Oops, I'm too far away. I can't tell if I'm even sewing the right side of the fabric. See, I wasn't. And sometimes when I've got itty bitty little pieces like, where is one when I need it? No, of course I don't have one. Oh, here. When I've got teeny tiny pieces like that, sometimes I just do little Franken ruffles. So one page might be like a little bit of green, a little bit of red, a little bit of blue, because I've used all these itty bitty little pieces to make up one big ruffle. And I quite like the little Franken ruffles. Oops. Okay, so just lift my foot up to get the first ruffle fold. And now fold it before the needle gets to the edge of the one above. When you try it, it won't be this awkward. It's just that my arms are outstretched to full length. And I've got a tripod between my legs. And a camera in front of my face. I hope you don't hear all my like heavy breathing. James, I hope you aren't watching. I know you like heavy breathers. You weirdo. Just kidding. I'll be in trouble now. Okay. Have I gone slow enough? I'm also going wonky because I've got a box over there with little... It's a crap box. It's not the original little crap box. It's the second crap box. Yes. I went and started another crap box. And my edge of my page is hitting that box, so it's turning it wonky. Okay. Oh, I think I cut my page then as well because I couldn't see. See this little guy? You can just keep him now for like embellishments and tags and sew little, you know, tabs onto paper and stuff. Or you can make a little Franken tag. Here, Franken ruffle. I'll quickly make a Franken ruffle and show you as well because they're so cute. See? Is that neat, Wendy? Do you still call that neat? I don't find it neat. It's really ruggy muffin. And you can see this one, I don't think it's, oh yeah, it's centered. It's just the angle. And the back, yeah, I did go a bit wonky. That's okay, it's a junk journal. Actually, this one, Wendy, I'll pop in your next envelope. Oh, but you'll probably have finished your Oriental journals by then, so maybe I won't bother. Okay, let me get one more page and let's make a little Franken one. Oh, my thing's gonna cut off. Okay, I better be like super quick. No, I can't do quick because it's going to like stress me out trying to hurry. Let's go. I'll probably replay this video and you can't see a thing. Ooh, this one I'm teeter-tottering really close to the edge of the page. Where do I put my little red piece? Here. Oh, he's not really wide enough. Okay, maybe he's not going to be a Franken one. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, I'll stop it there because my camera's going to cut off. And I'll be back in a minute to show you the final results. Okay, so these are a few of the finished ones. Actually, the ones that I showed you on camera are the only ones that I've done, except for this one. This one I did when I was just testing the setup of the camera. So as you can see, I use all different fabric. This is just an old torn up Duna cover. It had a floral pattern. As you can see, this one I didn't go too straight. I've gone out a bit, and that's okay. Who cares? Don't worry about being, you know, perfect. It's a junk journal. So that's the red one. So this is the top where I started at the top of the machine and went down. So I always just do one side so that if you sew these in advance and have a whole pile of them, when you do a project, depending on the size of your page that you need, you know, you can always trim it down if you have to. But this is just a regular photocopy paper, A4 size. And if you fold it in half, that's what it'll look like in your journal. But you can fold it wherever so that this one, that's how much it'll hang over. And you can make it so that it hangs out as much or as little as you want. If you don't want any hangover, but you want to have a ruffle sewn on your page, yeah, just start it in a little further. You know, line up the edge of the fabric with the paper. But I actually like the overhang. I think it looks nice for the ruffles. So that was that one. Blue. The green one. And I just think whatever fabric you use, once you put it on coffee dyed paper, it always looks awesome. These coffee dyed papers are really heavy coffee dyed though, as you can see, because that's how I like my papers. But you don't have to use coffee dyed paper either. You can use any paper you want. Book pages even, doesn't matter. Or you can even just sew little individual ruffles. Oops, I don't even know where that other one's gone now. Just sew the ruffles like I showed you, just with the fabric and no paper, and that way you can glue them onto any other projects as well, like, you know, if you're making envelopes or embellishments or anything like that. Anyway, that's it. Wendy, I hope that helped. I think Tammy Minda, you might have been another one that asked. I can't remember, sorry, it's been quite a few months and quite a few people have asked. So yeah, that's all I do, no ruffle foot. This one actually is the one that I joined. I wanted to show you a little Franken ruffle, but I didn't have fabric cut the same width. But this is one I joined 2 small pieces, so you can see. but you don't really notice once it's all put down together. I might go and sew a ruffle, a Franken ruffle separately and show you, but maybe if I get time. I have to go out now. And that's it. I hope that helped. And yeah, if somebody does have a ruffle foot on their sewing machine, maybe you can do a video to show us, because yeah, I had no idea that exists. And yeah, I can't like picture in my mind how it would work actually. I'm sure there's probably videos on YouTube, but I love to watch people that yeah, I kind of know. Anyway, that's it, and thanks for watching. Bye.